Okay, boys. So,
Yes.
there was recently this landmark.
Let's stick one. So let's.
Shut the fuck up, Harun.
There was this landmark. Like, how big is it?
Not as big as Harun's body, actually.
I thought you were gonna say my dick. I was
You
like,
know, South Africa is petitioning to get Harun recognized as the 8th continent.
just a little bit more, and then I'll get there. I'll get there.
Oh,
get that.
you know, I've been checking the Sudan thing, change.org.
Mm.
Like, wait, how much?
Oh, so you actually did care about Sudan?
No, I didn't. I didn't sign the petition. I just like looking at it.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Look at this.
Don't do that shit.
It's like really
What is
close.
this?
What is it?
Yeah,
479.
UN is definitely gonna take action when they see this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it gets them to like it shows that people know about this. And even if they want to try to do something, Russia and China is gonna be like, nah, don't do this.
I mean, weren't UN against the whole Gaza genocide? How did it help? It didn't help
Was there a
shit.
petition too? I mean, was there change.org petition? I mean, how
Oh
can
boy!
change.org
Actually,
do anything?
they
It's not
went
even
for
a .com site.
change.gov. Actually, they went for change.gov. Actually, that's where they slacked. Actually, should have gone for
Actually,
the.
change.org should become change.com because you know who cares about .orgs? If you aren't a
What about
.com,
.gov?
you
What about .gov?
only that country matters. And outside that country, nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit.
So, but let's talk
Nice.
about this. I think this is a good topic. Like, do you think this whole social network thing, like, you know, for these political, like, you know, issues, does it help? Talk about this. And is it really worth it? That's the more important thing, I think.
I mean, is anything really worth it? Like we've been talking about climate change since the 70s. What has it done? We've been talking about climate change and how to stop it, and that it's a fucking issue since the
No.
2000s.
Some
2004.
students
it
got
has
to
changed a
skip
little.
school
It has changed
so
a
they
little
can
bit.
protest.
Like in
So I
countries like
say
in
no.
Europe or because
What?
I'm talking.
Yeah, that's why I was speaking over.
Okay, no, it has changed because see,
Yeah, so
that
we were
one,
discussing Game of Thrones.
the whole climate change because, like you know, like in European countries or like not like in our countries, but like US or not US, Canada, Europe, they're really like changing the whole fossil fuel. They're now changing it to all renewable. Like I think in Germany, they're only using.
Oh, just because now they have a heat wave. Is that what?
No, like they have stopped using fossil fuel generation
Dude,
for
I
electricity.
fucking thought European countries were like cold. What the fuck is this?
It's just nothing like a wave.
You'll
It
be
comes-
surprised when you hear about this man, global warming. It's a thing.
That's the fucking weather. That's the fucking
Man,
weather.
when you say this, when you like edit this, make like fire, like you know, because global warming. It's the idea. Let's talk about this thing, social media. Like, does it help?
Like help how? Like has social
It
media
does help in
help-
creating
has
awareness.
social media
I'll give
helped
it that.
like it get justice for the Ferguson, those things?
Yeah, exactly. Like, see, in
They have
those
helped,
cases,
right?
or
They have helped. So,
yeah, in those cases, yeah,
it works.
in those cases, yeah, in those cases, yeah. But I'm talking about like political, like you know, when there's politics involved, when there's like
The
a
Black
country.
Lives Matter is of course political. How can you say it's not political?
But they haven't just done with social media, right? There's the whole what's that guy name?
But it
Martin Luther
started
King
huge.
and
Yeah, but it started with social media and
Black
people
Lives
got
Matter
attention
did
from
not
it.
start with
People
Martin Luther
came to know about Black Lives Matter through social media.
so
And when
people just changed.
more people know.
People just change their profile pics, and that's how the Black Lives Matter got better. Is that what you're saying?
That's how it
there was
started.
actual-
That was
That's how it
its
started,
inception.
boy.
No, there was the social media in 70s.
Do you know who I am?
Do you even know what social media is, fuckers? The Black Lives Matter
I
started
know
like in 60s,
it was
70s,
invented by
No.
Al Gore. Thank you.
Yeah, that guy can pull off a good beard. Just gonna say.
Wait, Al Gore?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, when he lost the election, and he had like can we do this
They
thing
have
like
a lot of knowledge about U.S. politics, being an Afghani.
actually that's why I know a lot of politics because I am an Afghani.
Oh shit, he does have a nice beard.
Yeah, I told him.
Dang.
Oh shit, this reminds me of Joe Rogan podcast. Like when he would like search something on Google
Oh no, stop
while
chatting.
he's talking.
What the fuck is
It's
that?
kind of rude. It's kind of a dick move.
What's kind of dick move?
You not taking off that.
You're not taking off what?
Nothing.
I'm gonna fucking shave my beard if you don't shut up.
It can never be as good as Al.
Al Gore, actually.
Boy. Oh boy. I mean, he is the father of the internet, so how can I ever measure up?
So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like when there's like a political thing, it never helps. It helps like if you're raising awareness of a disease, or as you say the Ferguson thing, or the climate change, because that thing people need to know, and that's how people will like make it better. But political issues, even if you want to change it, there's no shit you can do. There's nothing you can do. The whole Europe knows Israel is wrong, but has that really done anything? No. I ask any of my friends, like Europeans, not my friends, like even like I
You have
don't even
friends?
know them. No, that's what I said. Just acquaintances. They say Israel is wrong. They clearly know. Everyone knows. But does that really help people who are dying? Palestine is getting smaller day by day, and like in a couple of years, nobody would even remember this.
I mean, people will remember.
No, not really. People have very short memories.
Are you
That's why we
saying
give.
humans are goldfish?
That's where the forgiveness comes in. Actually, we forgive because we have short memories. That's a quote from True Detective, so you know it's real. So you know it's
Quote
So
from
you
what?
know it's true?
it's true. Ah shit.
Quote from whom?
True Detective.
Oh. Oh,
See,
right.
that's why we say like time will heal the things. They never do. We just have.
But you know,
short-
time is a flat circle, right?
Circle jerk.
Jesus, fair actually.
So the social media it's like trying to raise awareness for it.
But
I
really,
mean,
like it's
if you're more aware of, like, okay, Harun, look at this way. If
Hmm.
you're more aware of a problem, then if you aren't aware of the problem, there's more chance, like however little, there's more chance that you'll actually fix the problem.
But
Like
I can't
it
fix
took
the
us
problem.
what, like 40 or 50 years
But-
to
but can I
actually
really fix-
acknowledge.
But
global
can I really
warming.
fix the problem? It's in my hands.
Huh?
People are being killed in Sudan. Can I really like help them? How do I help them?
I mean,
Even
they're trying to overturn like 30 years, 30 plus fucking years of authoritarian government, and so yeah, it's not gonna be like super easy.
Yeah, but does social media help? That's my question.
I mean,
Because
look
really
at
hasn't
the
It really didn't
was
help
it Christchurch?
Israel.
No, that was not Christchurch. The Charge de Notre Dame, that one.
Yeah.
That people raise money for it like after like it blew up on social media, right?
Yeah, because see, that one we can help. But this is like a different country thing. And there's like huge ass countries, as I told you, like Egypt. They still haven't done any shit because they're all involved. They want instability in that part, so that the Nile River.
I don't
Egypt
think
is
they
trying
want,
to make this.
I don't think they want instability. The thing they want is like a government they can get behind, the government that is agreeable with them, a government that is similar to the Middle Eastern countries, like the regime of
Yeah.
Sultan bin what is his name, Mohammed bin Sultan, or the regime
Salman.
of whoever, huh? Salman. Yeah, whoever the fuck his name. Yeah, that guy. It has to be similar to them, so that similar to their ideologies. That's what they want. It's
Yes,
not like they want instability in that thing. Instability comes from the fact that the people and the people who are in power want different things. The people in power want a country that's like wants a population that's more docile, and they'll just go on doing. They'll just agree with the government in, whatever they say. But the people are like, no, fuck that shit. We want better. That's where the instability comes from. That's where the instability in Yemen came from. That's where the instability in Syria came from. Because the people weren't agreeing with the government. They had,
no,
like,
but
of how to govern.
maybe that might be case for Saudi, but for Egypt, no, because I think they had this water dispute.
Watergate? No, it's Arab Spring.
No, the Nile River.
Okay.
They have this dispute about like dividing the Nile River that goes from Sudan and Egypt and all the other African countries.
Okay.
And I think
Also, does it
Sudan
go to South Africa? Or Brazil?
No.
Brazil? No, Brazil is Amazon. Okay.
Yeah, it's Amazon. So I think they Sudan made a some kind of dam, and Egypt was like nothing against it. So I think right now when there's the instability, they'll get profit because they'll get more water and they can have the normal generation of the electricity. But anyway, I'm just saying like there's nothing we can do about it. Even if we can get aware.
I mean,
Isn't
the biggest
awareness
government
like
is toppled by
job?
people who
Isn't that like journalists thing to do?
what?
Because journalists like they can go there and they can record a video.
Yeah, but
And
the
we-
reason the awareness started on social media is because it wasn't being notified in the news. There weren't major journalists getting involved. Major news outlets weren't getting involved. That's why the social media. That's what sparked the social media.
The only news
frenzy
outlet that
on
was
Sudan.
talking about it at first was Al Jazeera, and
Yeah.
that's it.
So that's why they were like, why isn't there enough media coverage? And then they started the awareness campaign.
I don't blame the news or like journalism in those countries in countries like ours is not something really free.
Mm.
Like
It
it's
serves
not,
interests.
yeah,
Even
it serves interests.
even Al Jazeera, it's to some extent serving an interest because Al Jazeera is now anti-US, it's anti-Middle East. So when there is a fault in the Middle East, they're obviously going to put more effort in exposing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is it funded by Qatar?
Yeah, Al Jazeera.
Like, always fucking follow the money.
Follow the paper trail, boys.
Paper tray. I need bread. Let's get this bread.
Let's get this.
Get this bread.
They don't
But-
have a lot of that in
but
Bangladesh.
But the
grand-
thing is, it's okay. It's okay if you don't believe that changing the profile picture wouldn't help. Like,
Yeah, I
it's not
didn't change
something-
my
it's not
profile
something
picture.
quantitative that you can measure right now with the tools we have. But the thing is, it's something better than nothing, right?
A minute of silence for the Azan, Mino.
Oh, okay. Something to happen, like to save the victims, like immediately. But it doesn't work that way. It's not gonna be that simple. It's not gonna be that immediate. It's gonna
Then
be.
why even bother?
Why even bother? Like,
Harunjan, see, this was the
dude,
thing.
it
The
took
Blue
it
for
took-
Sudan was an awareness campaign. That's all there is to it. Anything that starts or it fuels or the causality, the causes,
How does
the
changing your profile pic?
affects
You
with
see,
an A.
if you post videos and pictures of this thing happening, that makes sense. See, I'm not against people changing. Like, I'm not gonna tell people like stop raising awareness. But when they tell me like why are you doing it, I'm just saying like I think it's not worth it because now it's Sudan. After a couple of months, it's gonna be some other country.
Yeah,
Some-
that's
probably some
why,
in
that's
Middle
why
East
I
or-
also don't want to do it because at one point I would want to change my profile picture. And I don't want it to be like blue. The whole fucking-
Yeah, the ethical and moral question comes: when do you change your profile picture? Because the situation in Sudan isn't solved. So will you never
Like,
change
yeah,
your profile
you have
picture?
to commit to the fact.
Comes like,
When should
When-
you change your profile
yeah,
pic?
when should you change your profile picture? When are you done? Is enough awareness raised?
I think when
Almost.
the dead counts reaches like 1 million, then I think you should change.
Because then it's a lost cause. No, in all
Guys,
seriousness,
it's a lot
obviously,
of
there's a huge. In all seriousness, Manu has crippling depression.
The guy.
of the Sudan thing.
Should I go?
Yeah, go. What the fuck?
Go to Sudan? Hell no. And I'm saying that because there's been major military restrictions. Manu will inform you more about people like Hamedi who are involved and backed by countries like Saudi Arabia and the United Emirates that are trying to put a blockade into the democratic movement in Sudan. Because, as we all know, military dictatorships, especially when they are colluding with the likes of Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates, are involved in the region, obviously to serve their own interests. Why else would countries be involved in regions such as this? There's been no condemnation of the attacks in Sudan by the major players involved, like Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates. So yeah, it's a major violation of human rights and democratic freedom in Sudan. So definitely you can make jokes all you want, but there is a real problem in Sudan. So Milo just left because I said we can't make jokes anymore. So actually Milo's life is a joke, unfortunately. So yeah.
But not a good one. It's like, you know, one of those.
It's not a good one.
It's not a good show.
Anyways, maybe Manu realized he needs to do a lot of cutting, so he just left the group call and he's starting his video editing process already. Props to him. He's still not going to get paid. So,
Get paid.
but yeah, Harun, what? Anything left to add? The thing we were talking about was social media's effect, and I know you think that social media will not have a real effect, but what I can say to that is, for the most part, yes, for the most part, what you're saying is true, for the most part. But you know, this awareness, especially in countries in Europe, countries like Ireland, and some Scandinavian countries like Norway. Yeah, like the reaction from these social media campaigns does stir up some debate in parliaments of these said European countries, because especially the European countries, especially the ones leaning towards the left, they are more in touch with human rights violation, and they do tend to discuss them in political background. So basically, yeah, hopefully those political involvements will herald the change in Sudan. Maybe they can, although it's hard because the major players obviously wouldn't want change, but if it gets the big players talking, then I say there's no harm in it.
But has it ever, like, it's not the first time. Sudan is not like the first time that this has happened, right? It happened in Palestine. It has been happening since Afghanistan. Like, I mean, people were talking about it for so long, and now people are not talking about it. But the fact is that it's still happening there. There's bombings and deaths every day there. I think it's just like it seemed to me it's just like it's like a topic that people are talking about, and then they move on. And they like take a new topic, and they're like, so it's like a trend. That's why that's my thing. I think it started off, as you said, as an awareness thing, but I think now it's more like a trend thing. Like, you know, like only those people who actually change their profiles or like do something, they are woke, and they think they're actually changing. But I don't think they're changing. I'm not saying they should stop, but I just don't think like it's really affecting where where it's important. In stuff like
we did the serious part of our Sudan crisis talk, and you weren't a part of most of it.
Oh, okay.
So that's bad for our podcast because it's just mine and Harun's face now.
yeah.
I'll just add myself in post.
You're not gonna get paid for it though. Did I mention that?
I mean, if I'm getting exposure, that's enough. What are my thoughts?